Hello and welcome to the local Lafourche. My name is Cody Gray, President and CEO of Louisiana's Cajun Bayou Tourism, the Tourist Commission for Lafourche Parish. And we're excited to have you join us here on another episode of the local Lafourche, where each month we take you up and down our beautiful bayou to show you all of the new and exciting things that are happening in our own backyard. So let's get started today with what's new in Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. The weather is, of course, warming up. I think there's supposed to be a cooler front coming in this weekend, right? But it's a perfect time of year to get out on our waterways, to rent a kayak, to rent a paddleboard, and to explore all of our wetlands. We're excited to have join us here today Mr. Ridge Goslin with Go Paddle, owner of Go Paddle, which just opened a new location down at the Coastal Wetlands Park in Port Fourchon. And I know you're here to tell us all about the great things going on at Go Paddle. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So you just opened a new location down at the Coastal Wetlands Park. We're very excited to see that, but tell us a little bit about how Go Paddle got started, because this is a fairly newer business that opened in the last couple of years. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we're about a year and a half in. The idea came from, I was starting a vending company, and we joined a Facebook marketplace vending group, and we saw some kayaks and some paddleboards, kiosks in different locations around the country. And we thought it would be a pretty good idea to allow people to get on the bayou and experience, Thibodeau's waterways. So we reached out to Ben Marlborough at the Freshwater District, and he got us in touch with Ryan Perk with Friends with Bayou Lafourche. Right. And from there on, he introduced us to Nichols. We were able to get a lease done and get the kiosk started.
Wonderful. And I know, the Nichols Bayou Side Park there in Thibodaux was y'all's first location right when y'all opened up. And so I know that now, obviously, you've got some expanding going on, and we're happy to see that. I know one of the questions we get asked a lot at the Visitor Center is, how does it work? So how do I rent a kayak and how do I rent a paddleboard? I know most of it is online based. So for those listening, how do you go about renting a paddleboard or a kayak from these kiosks?
Yeah, so it's super simple. You go on our website, go-paddle.com. You pick whatever vessel you want to use, so solo kayak, tandem, or a paddleboard. You book out the time, you pay, and upon payment, we send you a code, which allows you to unlock your vessel and use for whatever duration you choose, 2, 4, or full day rentals.
Beautiful. So you can either go out for just a couple of hours or make a whole day of it.
Absolutely.
Awesome. We love to see it. So I know recently on one of our other episodes, we had Thad Angelos with the Greater Lafourche Port Commission on. We were talking about the new Coastal Wetlands Park, and I know that he kind of alluded to the fact that y'all may be coming down there. So now we're very excited to see that y'all are opening this rental down at the Wetlands Park. I'm assuming that's set up the same way as your kiosk is in Thibodaux, correct?
Yes, it's set up the exact same way. You can go online, or we have a QR code on site that you take a picture on, sends you right to the website, and you can book whatever kayak or paddleboard's available there.
Beautiful. And so, look, I know, you just got this one off the ground, but are y'all expanding to any other locations we need to know about? We
would love to go up and down the bayou, really from Donaldsonville all the way down to, even if we could get in Grand Isle, but we really want to stay kind of in Lafourche, on bayou, right off Bayou Lafourche. So any locations that we think could be, viable for our kiosk, we are definitely looking at.
Good. Well, we're happy to see it. I know that, especially since the weir was removed and the great work of Friends of Bayou Lafourche and the Bayou Lafourche Freshwater District, how they've reopened the waterways, right, for people to get out on their boats, to people to get on their kayaks. It's been great to see people bringing their own kayaks down, but it's even better to be able to have those facilities here on Bayou Lafourche where people can go and rent. So if you don't mind, give us details of where people can go to learn more, either on your social media, your website. Tell us what those are again.
So you can find us on Facebook at Go-Paddle, or you can find us on Instagram at Go Paddle, and our website at go-paddle.com.
Perfect. Well, Ridge, thank you so much for coming on here today. We wish you much continued success, and we look forward to a good summer out on the bayou.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you. And we'll be right back with more of the local Lafourche.
You gotta try this. And some of those. Ooh, and definitely that. You won't be disappointed, but just know you can only get it here. Up and down Louisiana's Cajun Bayou in Lafourche Parish. Y'all come visit. We're just 35 miles south of New Orleans. Hungry? Let's eat!
Welcome back to the local Lafourche. Well, we are in the heart of the festivals and events season here in Louisiana's Cajun Bayou, with events such as the Boulettes and Balloons Festival, the Cajun Heritage Festival, Gaines Bon Manger, and Thibodeau on Tap coming up over the next couple of months. However, this coming weekend, we have a very special event returning to downtown Thibodeau, which is loved by locals and visitors because you get plenty of opportunity to taste Louisiana's favorite crustacean. Joining me here today is Mr. Clint Dempster with the Mudbug Boil-Off, coming back this Saturday in downtown Thibodeau. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Cody. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So look, one of our favorite events that happens every year. We know the price of crawfish has been in a lot of people's minds this year, so we're happy to see it back. We know there's plenty of opportunities to eat lots of great crawfish.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about what people can expect at this year's event.
Yeah, so I think us, like most other organizations and events, we were kind of teeter-tottering from get-go on how we was going to do this and what go. And I know a lot of crawfish events kind of backed out or went to shrimp or something like that. We got a little later start than what we wanted, but we kind of once we decided to pull the trigger, we dove right in. It was a gamble, of course, with the price of crawfish and availability. Yeah. This time of year, and of course, with this season. But we got a good commitment from Rouse's. That's where we get all of our crawfish. So hats off to Rouse's. They really do what they can for us.
They're great community partners.
So again, we've the years past. This is our 6th annual. We took 2 years off for COVID,
That's right.
So it should have been our 8th. But for years now, we pushed out thousands and thousands of pounds of crawfish for this event, and it's continuously grown over the last 6 years for us. Couple changes this year, but pretty much same logistics and everything. We do have a cap of about 65 teams year to year. We're pushing 70 teams. So,
wow.
About the same amount.
That's amazing.
About the same amount that we had last year. So it is great. It just shows you, that the word still a lot of people enjoy the event and they're all coming. We do have a little change in the lineup. Okay. Times are pretty much the same when it comes to the public. The gates are going to open at 12 o'clock on Saturday to the public. Okay. As of now, we're going to serve crawfish from our bulk trailer starting at 2 o'clock. Okay. But we normally kind of gain that just based off of the crowd. The crowd comes a little earlier. We may, kind of work with that time a little bit. But right now, we're going to start serving at 2. Okay. The teams are going to start serving at 3 p.m. And then we'll just kind of constantly roll it until we out of crawfish.
All right.
We kind of pride ourselves on not running out of crawfish for the event, so we normally get a good bit. I mean, we've had as much as 20,000 pounds.
Yeah, I was going to say you and I were talking about before we started the segment, and you were telling me 20,000 pounds last year. That is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like I said, we pride ourselves on not running out. We had a little bit left last year, but again, we didn't run out. That was the main thing. And whenever you charging $30 at the gate, which is fairly reasonable.
I was about to say for all
you can eat crawfish. I mean, there is other crawfish events around. We're comparable or a lot less. So to pay $30 for all you could eat crawfish, I mean, you can hardly go wrong. We don't serve alcohol ourselves. We ask the public to patronize the bar rooms in the area, the downtown bar rooms.
That's right.
So like I said, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock to the public from the bulk trailer, 3 o'clock from the teams. We have a live auction that we do at 5 p.m.
That's right.
And then following the auction, we're going to announce the winners of the event. We do first, second, third, and of course a people's choice. And then following that, good feelings will kind of carry us into the night. Starting at 12 p.m., JP Bourgeois, he'll come on with his acoustic set for 2 hours. Okay. And then following him, it's a new band this year for our event, Sharks in December. Which is, well known up and down the Bayou, around our area. So they'll be on from 2 p.m. till the auction starts. Okay. So with that being said, I mean, I would think it's important for the parents to know that we do have a kids section. We're going to have some bounce houses, snowballs, face painting, different things like that. Kids 10 and under do get in for free. So you don't have to pay the admission for the kids that's 10 and under. So that's always a plus, you know. For the people who do not eat crawfish, because there is some out there.
There are.
We will have hamburgers and hot dogs for sale.
Okay.
We're also going to have a tent with soft drinks and all. Yeah, I mean, I think you know, we hoping to have a good crowd. I mean, I saw the public came out in full force for the Fireman's Fair this weekend.
It was a crazy weekend.
So we hoping you know, to have the same kind of turnout, you know.
I agree, and I think the weather will hold out just fine for y'all. It's a great event, and it's a wonderful space in downtown Thibodaux, and it's just like you and I were talking beforehand. It's probably one of my favorite events every year. It's the camaraderie. It is the food. It is, of course, the crawfish, right? But it's, you know, the people you get to see, you know, new friends, old friends. I mean, it's just a great time to get together and a great space to do that. Also, the Mudbug Boil-Off obviously goes to a great cause. So who tell us about the beneficiary from the event?
So, of course, our Thibodaux Fraternal Order of Police is a beneficiary. We're a nonprofit organization built on, made up of all the post-certified Thibodaux police officers.
Okay.
So we take that money and we pour it back into the community. And the same thing with our other two beneficiaries, and we'll get to those in a second. But the FOP, we take that money and we do scholarships at Fletcher for criminal justice. The same thing at Nichols State University. We sponsor, you know, proud ourselves and trying to get involved in the youth in the community, you know, Little League Baseball and Little League Soccer and, you know, different things like that. And every year we try to branch out and do different things, whether it be volleyball and whatnot in the recreation world. Also, you know, we've also done different things inside the department. You know, if something the city doesn't have certain money allocated for, not necessarily something that the officers need, because that's something typically that the city will pick up. But if it's something that they want, but it's not really budgeted for the city, something that'll make their job easier, that's something that they can come to the FOP and ask us, you know, to contribute to. So we've done things like that in the past. So it's all, you know, it's all going to great causes. And then, of course, our other beneficiaries is the Children's Advocacy Center of Lafourche, which is branched under the DA's office. Again, for those who are not familiar with it, they interview all of our victimized juveniles of any crimes. Okay. And they have an office in Thibodaux. So they take a portion, and then also Thibodaux Main Street also takes another portion, and they, you know, pride themselves in revitalizing our downtown area and so on and so forth. So it's going to all great causes, and every, you know, the good thing about it is every penny made there gets poured back into the Thibodaux community one way, shape, or form. So you know, it's a great event. We love it. It's a lot of work, but you know what? At the end of the rainbow, it's worth every penny.
That's absolutely right. I know we work with a variety of different festivals and event partners, and you know, I think a lot of times you don't realize how many people it takes to put on an event and whatnot, but we appreciate y'all doing it. We appreciate everything the Fraternal Order of Police does, the City of Thibodaux, Thibodaux Police Department, everybody involved. We greatly appreciate it. If people want to learn more, where can they go?
So they can follow our Facebook page, Thibodaux Fraternal Police Lodge number 52. Okay. The police department's page as well. My name and numbers and emails on all the flyers and Facebook posts, so they can contact me with any questions or anything like that. And just one more thing I want to add before we go. This weekend is a unique weekend. It is for us every year. It falls on Mother's Day weekend.
Yes.
So Mother's Day is the next day. So we try to encourage and remind all the dads out there and the husbands not to forget, you know, about your mom for the next day. There is several boutiques that fall inside of our event area, and there's also a number of them that fall right outside of our event area. That's right. In the downtown area. So we just encourage everyone to patronize, you know, not only the local bars, but these boutiques, you know, They look forward to that every year. These are the small businesses that continue to grow our economy, and they, they're trying to make it work as well. So we just ask that everybody patronize, the restaurants, the boutiques, the ballrooms, establishments downtown Thibodaux, and
that's right, because we want everybody to benefit at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We sure do. Clint, thank you so much for coming on. We hope everybody brings their mom, their family, everybody out to the Mudboat Boil-Off this Saturday in downtown Thibodaux.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And we'll be right back with our final segment of the local Lafourche.
You gotta try this. And some of those. Ooh, and definitely that. You won't be disappointed, but just know you can only get it here. Up and down Louisiana's Cajun Bayou in Lafourche Parish. Y'all come visit. We're just 35 miles south of New Orleans. Hungry? Let's eat!
Welcome back to our final segment today. Well, as the destination marketing organization for Lafourche Parish, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou Tourism works with a multitude of local tourism partners, whether that be from restaurant owners to attraction owners to swamp tour operators, hoteliers. We work with all of them to really amplify our voice and broadcast our unapologetically Cajun culture to the world and invite visitors to come and experience that. And really what sets us apart is, of course, the people. And some of those people we love to call Bayou ambassadors. And so for our final segment today, we are joined by one of our top Bayou ambassadors for the culinary culture of Louisiana's Cajun Bayou, Chef Kevin Tomplay with Freeman's. Thanks for joining us so much today. Chef, I know that we've worked with you quite a bit in promoting our culinary culture here in Louisiana's Cajun Bayou, but I think your story is really interesting, and also the food that you make at Freeman's is incredible, right? And so tell us a little bit about you as a chef and really how you became a chef and your background in working at Freeman's.
Excellent. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks
Uh-huh.
for having me. Well, born and raised in this area from Lavityville, but on the Bayou pretty much all my life.
Yep.
And 4-H, I guess, as a elementary school student was where I got my first taste of cooking.
Oh, okay.
And recipe work and stuff like that. So that worked out pretty well. And then as I got older, I was looking for a career, and I found my way into some restaurants, and I really just found what I felt like was my niche and my passion. Just I really loved the excitement in the restaurant and the day-to-day operations, as well as, being able to be creative, the creativity part of it.
I love it. Love it. No, and I think that, anybody who's been to Freeman's, or if you haven't been to Freeman's, really encourage you to do that. I think that it shows through your love of the area, through your passion for food. And so how long have you been a chef now at Freeman's? I feel like it's been for quite some time, but how long have you been there now?
I think we're going on 17 or 18 years
Wow,
at Freeman's.
Wow.
And then I've been with the company a bit longer. I ran Flanagan's for them before that.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. So tell us a little bit about what people can experience at Freeman's. For those that maybe haven't dined there before, our dining scene is unique, and Freeman's is obviously a member of the Cajun Bayou Food Trail, which we're excited to have you on for that, and a longstanding partner of ours. But for those that may be, just hearing of Freeman's for the first time, tell people what they can expect and what's on your menu.
Well, let's see. We have, we're like welcoming, and we have a, I would say fine dining-esque, but a casual vibe where you feel relaxed. Come in, relax, take your worries and your cares away. Let us take care of you.
I agree.
We'll take care of the dishes. We have a wonderful bar staff, so cocktails, wine, our food and beverage program. Our beverage program's exceptional, what we have there. So, and then as far as the food, we are in Thibodaux, so I guess Cajun food is a must. We serve a ton of steak, so I don't want to call us a steakhouse with all of this wonderful seafood we have around, but we managed to get it all in there.
No, you do. Y'all do a great job with it too. Your menu is very robust, and you always have some great specials too. I know if people watch your social media feed, like some of the specials y'all come out with, I mean, they look incredible. And y'all's drink menu too. Yeah, I mean, we've come in, and I know that we've done for anybody that follows Louisiana's Cajun Bayou on social media, we've done quite a few of your drink specials and stuff, even during Mardi Gras, and some that you've had during the fall. I mean, y'all are very creative, whether that be from your bar to your menu. It's great selections.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, we have a great staff that, we have a number of people that have been there a while, and then we hone our skills, and we're always in there talking about the food, but the craft and what's new, or what are we looking for? What are we trying to aim towards as far as what we're doing, that's just kind of keeps the ideas flowing, really,
That's right.
to keep it up. We have a great base menu, with seafood, the redfish, and there's some favorites from before I was even there, some signature dishes, but we try to keep it rolling and rotating a little bit with different menus and then weekend specials. So that's where we can really show our creative flair or do some things. And sometimes we did Cinco de Mayo last weekend,
That's right.
So we got a chance to do something a little bit out of the ordinary, out of our box, going along with what's going on.
Yeah, no, and look, speaking of doing stuff with what's going on, we just had Mudbug Boil Off on the show. And I know y'all, I believe, have a drink special coming up for this weekend. So, of course, and we were talking about, it's Mother's Day weekend as well. Bring mom, bring the family. While you're down there, also visit Freeman's. Tell us a little bit about any specials y'all have going on this weekend for Mudbug.
Well, there's that many teams competing, so we're going to stay away from boiling crawfish.
I was going to say, I didn't figure crawfish would be on the menu.
Not at all. But they did come up with a drink menu, and we're going to do a spicy Bloody Mary, and it's going to have, the crawfish boil accoutrements, garnishments. So
Excellent.
It should be exciting. I tried it. They wanted me to know if it was too spicy. They asked me. I'm like, well, I don't.
Well, I mean, you got to try it and you got to sample it. I mean, there's worse jobs in the world to have. Like, oh, well, I guess I'll have this drink.
Is this okay? Yeah, sure thing. Well, we're doing that, and then we'll be open that afternoon. I think we're opening at 2 p.m. a little bit earlier for the bar at least to get some cocktails for the people that are either coming through or maybe taking a little break from the crawfish.
Okay.
But we'll be there. We're open Saturday evening for dinner, and then we're also opening Sunday for Mother's Day. So we're actually taking reservations for Mother's Day.
Perfect.
I'm going to call it lunch. We're not exactly doing brunch, but we'll try some specials, and then our regular dinner menu we're going to run. I think it's 10:30 to 2 that we're doing. Okay. And then call the restaurant to see if we have some reservations available.
Excellent. So to wrap it up here, if people are interested in coming down to Freeman's, they need to is a reservation required, or how do people need to?
Not required, but we would recommend it always, just to make sure we don't have you waiting or we don't have something special going on that keeps us from getting you in there.
Sure.
Freemans.net, you can do it online. There's an online reservation system, as well as call the restaurant, 985-449-0333.
Okay.
Or just drop on in, but I mean, you might have to wait a bit. And we're open Wednesday through Saturday evenings.
Okay.
Starting at 5 p.m.
Perfect. Chef, thank you so much for coming on the show. I mean, I think we could probably talk forever, but we appreciate you coming on. We appreciate for all that you do for tourism and also for the culinary scene of Lafourche Parish.
Excellent. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And that's a wrap for this episode of the Local Lafourche. Thank you for joining. We encourage you to go to lacajunbayou.com or follow us on social media at lacajunbayou to learn more about all the latest happenings in Lafourche Parish. From all of us at Louisiana's Cajun Bayou Tourism, thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you back here again next month for a new episode of the Local Lafourche.